Hello, everyone. So, we're going to be reading about this. Okay, so released on date 1983 arcade Konami shoot 'em up. Gyrus is a rare example of a tube shooter. A tube shooter? What the hell is that? A game in which your ship moves in a circle around the screen, firing at enemies in the certain center Atari Tempest in the classic example of a genre. Okay. Oh, so it's like the same thing as Atari Tempest. Got ya. But Gyros offers an interesting counterpoint where Tempest, authentic, authentic, I don't know what the hell, is shape is sharp and eerie. Gyros is elegant. The various shaped aliens fly in from the side in graceful formation. Like mutants, synthesize swimmers, no grid lines clutter the screen, and the flight patterns are memorizing, soothing, even at least until the enemies get serious about shooting. Back in even the 8-bit versions of Bosch and Fugal in D minor. Okay, what the hell is it making a fucking music reference? Pumping out an unpredictable stereo sound was various superior to the Hack Eye soundtrack blaring up beside Gyros in the early 1980 arcade. Okay. Oh Jesus Christ! This is gonna take fucking forever. Designed during his career at Konami by Yoshida Yakamoto, who, hey, I got the name right, nice, who had previously created the Time Pilot and later Street Fighter 2 at Capcom. Really? Yeah, that's the thing. Yoshiki Yamamoto. Okay, that's what it is. The game is quite dazing to play. The scrolling Starfield of early space shooter games was rearranged for the three-dimensional perspective, so comes into view at the center of the screen, fly outward, giving the impression of the player's ships moving through space at breathtaking speeds. With as slender a pilot as any other Golden Age arcade game, the simple aim of Gyros is to shoot your way from the edge of the solar system back to Earth, defeating waves of attackers and other escorts, objects that come way between each planet. As slight as that may seem, it does give the gamer of overall purpose. Gyros has many modern ports, such as Konami's Collector Series, Arcade Advance. Okay, so that's a Game Boy Advance port. It also received the slight anonymous homage of appearing as a mini game within Grand Theft Auto. Really, I did not know that. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, where it was renamed They Crawl from Uranus. Okay, that's fucking disgusting. I did not know that. I might have to look that up. That's interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. There was a game that was Gyros. Okay. I know the game. That's really interesting. I know that San Andreas made a port of it, sort of. Mad Planet. So it's an arcade game. It's a shoot 'em up. Man, we have two shoot 'em ups at one. Gaiman was a pinball giant that tried its handle at arcade games with limited success. Most notably, the cartoony cohort less well known is 1983's Mad Planets, a particular maniac shooter that did itself no favors by being a bit too far out there for it to gain widespread appeal. Then why am I fucking reading it? Like I've had this discussion like many pages before. What the fuck? Instead of the usual aliens you're up against, entire planets against the entire planets that start small and weeded quickly become massive, extremely dangerous, and follow crazy skewed orbits that would have had Newtons scratching his head and going back to the drawing board. Okay, things are tough from the start. Now, where on the screen is there is a safe haven? So, to even things up a little, you're giving full freedom of movements. Ooh, that's nice. The whole screen is yours through whichever to maneuver, and a spinnerable you to turn and shoot all directions. It may seem like a lot of freedom, but need every degree of it because you are in most predicament danger of a furious slamming into you from any direction. Oh, so it's like Dark Souls then, huh? The trick learned early in the game is to try to blast the planets when they're small, but they evolve so quickly that I can turn from a duck shoot to utter chaos inside a second. Furthermore, I have to mind just how you shoot them. If you're not careful, you'll just pick up their moons, and a moonless planet becomes a mad planet, glowing red and singing itself around even ever faster. It's fast and it's twitchy, with a strange control scheme that makes it tricky to emulate and saw it almost untouched by the home clones. Okay, Crazy Cornets and Mega Apocalypse, both by Simon Nicol, on the Commodore 64. Really? That's interesting. Where the only games to recreate the Mad Planet experience, and rather special if you can find the means to play Mad Planets, you'll discover a tough draft and rewarding space oddities. Okay, never heard of that game either. All right, let's talk about another game, Mule. When Trip Hawkins first launched his fledgling electronic arts company, he approached Publish SSI, which is fucking funny because it means Social Security in today's day and age, with an offer for the rights to the business SIM cartels and cutthroats. When turned down, Hawkins made a direct approach to Dan Benton, the game's author, who promised to produce a far superior original. Instead, 9 months later, Mule shipped as it's made by EA. EA's first product, really. So EA made this game a multiplayer game. It's not launched. It's not what would soon become a multi-million dollar corporation. Is widely considered to be one of the most influential ever written. Yeah, bullshit nowadays. Konami, fucking, what was it? EA's pretty much only doing fucking sports games nowadays. A detailed economy simulator focused on Nova's non-violent competitive cooperations. A common theme, Barton, who detested gaming obsession, killing. Mule pioneering steps laid foundation to other titles. Okay, so it's not a killing game per se. That's really interesting. Up to four players are tasked with of a new colony on planet Irita in the scenario inspired by the Wild West. So it's pretty much cowboys in fucking space. That's what it sounds like. The simplest purpose of the game is to amass the greatest wealth by balancing the supplies and demands of four basic elements. So it's like that mixed in with Sim City. Okay, that makes perfect fucking sense. This is achieved by configuring a multi labor element which is programmed to list varying amounts of each element. Players buy what they need to and sell what they don't need to of their own harvest and try to stay in profit. Okay. The genius of Mule is that while victory is achieved through the accumulation of wealth, it is impossible for the one player harvest everything needed. The message is that collaboration and the well-being of the colony is as a whole are a necessary of all, or all players will fail. Sim City, yeah. Speaking of Sim City, Common of Conquest and Vi Piranha all owe a great debt to Mule and in investigate whatever the hell that is. Indeed, while Wright dedicated The Sims Barton, who died in 1998, and even Mule's theme tune as a hidden extra in his 2008 game Spore. That's really interesting. All right, now we're talking about more about Planet Fall, which is a text adventure game. I haven't done a lot of text adventure games. We've done a lot of shoot 'em ups and a lot of strategies, but this is the Planet Fall. When Planet Fall first shipped, sidekicks were rare. Floyd was a non-player character who tagged along with the player but took care of himself. Okay, providing amusing and also instrumental to the plot. Many gamers surprised themselves as they grew emotionally invested in an artificial life form in the interactions fiction who they only knew a text on the screen when first time author and soon to be a legend Steve he mastered the delicate task of imbuing a functional resource with an endearing personality. He created a gaming milestone. Yeah, something that we've all known and loved today. Of course, the rest of the game is good too. It's an Inforcom text adventure coded at the height of the genre. Yeah, nowadays they don't do that anymore. By one of, if Infocom's greatest talents, a scientist fictional story with a lively sense of humor. It acknowledges its depth, depth, debt to dialogues atoms. Don't forget to grab your towel. Okay, that makes no fucking sense. But it also depicts in vida detail a civilization on the brink of final destruction. The player gets to play a astronomist and ultimately saviors wandering the building in laborations and deducing the functions of each artificial, as well as translating the comical Pig Latin this writing left behind. Right, they have Pig Latin? What the hell? Behind by a lost race. And the game follows a timeline right from the opening scenes when the player is given a limited number of moves to flee a doomed spaceship and crash land planet take too long while you're down there, and you may fail in the quest. Okay, that makes sense. Why is it in fucking pig Latin? That's what I don't understand. This the game is had the adventure of being accessible to newcomers with clear and logical problems that make an easier induction to text adventures. It's one of the one company best loved games, instantaneously created by I don't know what his name is because it begins with it has a Z in the fucking name. Reputation as a funny man and storyteller, but the person who really became famous was Floyd, who one of the first characters in gaming who felt like more than the name. Okay, that makes no fucking sense. I've never played any of these fucking games. I don't even know what platforms they're on. But I know I've played Mad Planet, but that's because of San Andreas. So yeah. So what's the next game? What's the next freaking thing? All right, so let's zoom out a bit. Okay, I have played Spy Hunter. Thank God we got a game that I know I fucking played. Never played Castles though. That's a really interesting concept. But we're gonna read about these two games next time. Hope you guys have a nice positive day and always stay positive. I will have a lot more things to say about Spy Hunter because at least I played that game. I haven't read a game that I haven't played in like awfully a long time. So yeah.